Hey everybody, this is Jonathan Jameson with Mortgage Specialist, and I am bringing you your Mortgage Matters in Minutes live today. Today's topic is something that most of us go through in regards to student loan debt. So we're going to talk about student loan debt as it applies to buying a house. So we get a lot of questions day in and day out here. Several of them do have to do with student loan debt. So the first one we're going to talk about today is, can I get a mortgage when I have student loan debt? And yes, you absolutely can. Your situation, everybody's situation is going to be different. So we encourage you to talk with us first. But it is absolutely possible. And it all depends on your other debt, your income, all of that relative to themselves. So just keep in mind, again, we've covered this in some of our other video blogs and blogs, but we want to kind of stay at that 43% debt ratio in regards to all your debt plus your new home versus what your income is. And this is all a monthly gross figure. We also want to make sure when you're trying to get approved with student loan debt, you want to make sure that all of your other debt is as low or minimal as possible. So you want to make sure that all your credit cards are paid down as much as you can before we pull that credit report, so that everything else in your situation is as good as it possibly can be. The second question that we get often is, how can I save for a down payment while I'm still paying these student loans? And that might be tough for a lot of individuals or families, but we do recommend, when student loan interest is low and when investments are good, we always recommend trying to just pay your minimum monthly student loan payments. Again, every situation is different, so there might be a time where that doesn't apply. But on the same line as that, if you can, or if you have a way of paying off all of your student loans, that might still not be the best idea, especially if you're trying to save for a home, because this is a time where you can have that down payment for the mortgage instead of paying off those student loans, or putting that money towards retirement, which can be growing instead of at a higher rate than your student loans, instead of paying off those student loans. Also, if you're going to buy a house, you're going to use that money to put a down payment on a house instead of paying off those student loans, you are going to miss out on that appreciation for that time that you could have had that house. So those are a few things to keep in mind when thinking about which to pay off. Also, the last, third and final question is, if you have a mortgage and student debt, should you start paying one of them off early? Now, both debts are technically considered good debts. However, we really would like other things to start happening before you start aggressively paying off your student loans and your house. So we want you to be able to complete at least one, maybe more of these before doing so. So first of all, paying off all of your consumer debt. So especially if you have like a car loan that has a higher interest rate, all of your credit cards, of course, any other installment loan or revolving loan that has any sort of interest on it, those are the best to pay off first. Two would be to save an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. That's going to help alleviate any stress of anything that comes down the road that's a really bad situation, especially in regards to an emergency for the house. You really want to have that emergency fund so that you're not having to borrow in order to fix something with your house. Lastly, we want everybody to contribute to the full match of their employer for their 401k. Like I said, at least one of these, if not all three. After that, then start knocking down those student loans and or mortgage balance, kind of depending on what interest rate is higher. So hope you enjoyed this video. Again, like I said earlier, we have a lot more videos that cover pieces of items that we've covered in this video. So please like us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube and Instagram. If we have anything else that we can be of service, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on the phone, 402-991-5153, or online, www.mtg-specialist.com, and we'd be happy to help. And thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
Mortgage Specialists. Driven, trusted, reliable.